letting go and trauma load. Your capacity to let go will be determined by how much trauma you got. Some people can let go of negative thoughts and emotions more easily, faster than others. So if this video doesn't work for you, just know that you need to heal a bit more first before you can attain that level of effortless letting go, but I'm sure it doesn't prevent you from practicing how to let go. Of course, you can try out this technique. So, what is letting go? What I want you to do is to sit back and close your eyes and imagine a stream of cars passing by down the street. You're sitting on a bench or somewhere comfortable. The street is in front of you, cars are passing by. The cars are thoughts or emotions. You're just chilling there, peaceful. All of a sudden you start noticing a car more than the other cars. The more you put your focus on this car, the more it starts moving in slow motion in front of you. It becomes more visible, brighter, bigger. Other cars stop in turn, and it creates some kind of a traffic jam. What you are not noticing is that you are creating this traffic jam by focusing on a specific car. Meaning, you start having more thoughts and emotions about that specific thought or emotion or situation if you focus on it more. Second thing is, what most people don't realize is that releasing their focus on the thoughts is in their control. And this is releasing. This is letting go. And most people don't realize that they have this capacity to let go, to relax, to surrender. This control, this releasing ability varies from one person to another, as I mentioned in the introduction, depending on trauma load and how much you've healed so far. Nevertheless, letting go in and of itself can be a therapeutic technique. The more you let go, the more it becomes familiar to you how letting go feels like. It is in essence a releasing of focus on something. The second step, going back to the car example, is to take a wider perspective. Instead of being focused on one single element / car, thought, emotion in a situation, become aware of yourself sitting on the bench again. Other positive possibilities, different perspectives, become aware of all that. In a real life example, let's just say you had an argument with a friend and got angry. You have to release the anger with letting go to get to see the situation clearer, who was at fault and so on. It has a lot to do with mindfulness and remembering of positive alternatives. Do you have good memories with this person? Remember that. When you're angry, try to remember that. Did they ever do something good for you? Even write that down. What is the argument about exactly? Is it a big deal? Most often, it's not, but because of accumulated childhood trauma and negative energy, when you get angry, it sticks for hours and days even. This can easily destroy relationships. Broadening your perspective, including positive memories, positive possibilities, looking at things from a different perspective, looking at the situation as a whole as not a big deal, maybe even asking some other person for a different perspective on the situation. All of this helps. Gratitude that you're actually still breathing and alive after the argument. Being grateful for the positive qualities in the other person, maybe even writing them down, reading them every day or after an argument. If you're prone to maybe breaking up out of anger or breaking up with breaking friendships or out of anger, all of this can help you release your resistance to letting go of your anger. There are many ways in which you can apply letting go, as I said, gratitude or taking perspective, etc. Your job is to remind yourself of the positive, mentally, cognitively, take perspective on things, and this in and of itself will show the mind that it makes complete sense to stop being angry, sad, scared. Let's check out another example, guys. So you look at yourself in the mirror and see something you don't like. Insecurity, social anxiety, sadness are triggered. In this case, you have to train yourself as soon as there is a negative emotion happening at any point in your life concerning your self-image. All you gotta do is the following. You can journal a few bullet points about memories in which you did feel attractive, memories in which people saw you in a positive light. They complimented something about you, about your appearance perhaps, maybe even liked you because of your inner world instead of your outer beauty. A day in which you felt very beautiful inside and out, and finish with pure gratitude because you're still alive and many are not. This kind of perspective, grateful perspective taking, slices through negative emotion with logic. You will definitely see an instant release, an immediate letting go of the emotion. And with time, you will rewire the way you see yourself in external situations. Think of it as an old programming in which you can update with the right coding skills. An old flash drive or computer that you can format and start on a clean slate and choose to put whatever you want in it. The mind works exactly the same. These projections, perceptions of self, other, and the world were pre-established in childhood. You didn't have enough adult conscious awareness power to be able to reflect on and choose how to see yourself, others, and situations as a child. So first, change the way you see things. Emotions about those things will change. Do this repeatedly because the old programming can be quite rigid. It was also imprinted onto you via repetition of the same message others told you about yourself, how you perceive emotions, how you handle emotions in situations, and how you think of you, and that you consciously reaffirmed to yourself all these negative core beliefs over time. Remember, some thoughts and emotions can be let go of without going through this whole perception puncturing, cleansing, remembering positive memories and being grateful of being alive kind of process. Many thoughts and emotions can be easily let go of quickly. Some things happen in our lives and are not that big of a deal, right? Of course, and again, what's a big deal and what is not is determined by your perception. How much trauma you got is different from person to person. This psychological truth in and of itself is proof that all of this is pure programming. The fact that we are different, that we have different triggers, it means that your triggers can be changed. It means that your triggers, that your emotional problems are not objective reality. Again, proof is that others have different triggers. Maybe similar, some people have similar triggers, but not every single person on the planet. It's not objective reality. It's not the ultimate reality, your triggers, which means you can change them. You can become a completely different person if you do the proper inner work. How can I tell if I'm letting go or suppressing? This is a very common question in the Peak Transformation membership and in one-on-one coaching sessions. Letting go requires acknowledgement of how you feel, noticing how you think and feel. Suppressing is using everything in your power, all kinds of distraction, alcohol, drugs to try to make your inner experience disappear. So it depends on your intention. What's your intention? Do you want to run away or experience and release? Some people have a fear of not doing things perfectly. You want to do letting go and you want to let go of everything perfectly all the time. This is another obsession with healing, doing things perfect, doing therapy perfectly. This in and of itself is an obsessive compulsive pattern to work on. We all suppress consciously or unconsciously to some extent with all kinds of positive and negative habits. Sometimes we can't process something fully, so we break it down into small chunks. Maybe you're at work and you got triggered by a colleague. You don't have the time to sit down and meditate, so maybe keep it in your conscious awareness and work on it when you get home. Whatever you suppress will eventually come up again and again for you to let go of, so don't worry. Many people have this paranoia. If they don't heal something quickly, instantly, it's never gonna come back. No, it will. It's in you. Nothing is lost. It's better to track your triggers in a journal, of course. This way you can sit down a few times a week and work with what you didn't have time to let go of in that moment. Speaking of letting go in the moment, let's say something got triggered at work again. You can still maintain awareness of the emotion, of the thought as you go about your workday. This allows you to feel negative emotions, keep them in awareness, keep acknowledging them, and do your work, go about your day or meet your friends or whatever at the same time. This is better because suppressing things maybe can cause you to emotionally explode at some point in more destructive ways. So you can kind of keep things in the background, don't lose awareness of them, don't think about them much, and you can go about your day. Don't try to force emotions to release quickly or quicker. A big part of letting go is simply feeling how you feel and just being with it until it decides to pass by itself. This is the most basic form of letting go. You can practice anytime, anywhere. What I mentioned at the start of the video, working on your perception, broadening the perception, using gratitude, remembering that you're still alive after an argument, after anger. That can definitely accelerate the process, yes, but only do that when you have the time for that kind of thorough inner work session. If there's no time, then basic letting go is enough, and it will over time develop into a stronger capacity to let go of negative emotions almost instantly as soon as they come up. So again, to summarize, the most basic technique is to simply notice the thought or the emotions and just feel them, and allow yourself to experience them, be with the emotion until it decides to pass by itself. It can take minutes, days sometimes, depending on the trigger, of course. If it's a big life crisis, it could take longer, but this is the most basic technique. It's all about noticing. Don't try to hold on to anything. Don't try to make anything bigger or smaller. Just feel and watch and trust that this too shall pass. And something else that can help out a lot also is to remember, guys, that in the past you did experience life crises, negative emotions, and they did pass and you're still alive today. So this is something that you can kind of stick to the wall or remember and write down somewhere where you could see clearly and remember this fact. This will help you to feel extreme negative emotions or go through a life crisis, but still knowing that you went through life crises in the past and you're still okay now. Today you're still alive. You went through it. This helps you to just feel the negatives, observe them, trusting that your body and your mind are just doing their healthy functioning of making you feel what you need to feel because you're a human being and you need to feel hurt when you are hurt. And all you gotta do is just allow the body and the mind to do their work and just change the way you see negative emotions as not pain, but just your body releasing stuff. It's like releasing sweat or like you needing a shower. Literally, it's the same thing. And it happens in the body and you experience those emotions. You notice them and allow them to just be, trusting that at some point they will end. They never last forever. Most people get stuck in big depressions simply because of the belief that they just go crazy. They're like, oh my God, I'm experiencing something negative now. I can't handle this. It's too much. All these judgments around the emotion make the emotion even stronger. So, That's also something else to remember on the mindset part of things. Is it okay to have negative emotions? What's the difference between that and an emotional trigger? Negative emotions are okay. Fear, sadness, and all that. It's totally fine to experience as long as you're human. A negative emotion should not last more than a few minutes to a few hours, except in rare situations of losing a loved one, life crisis, losing your business, etc. It's okay for it to last much longer than... We're not talking about grief here, but basic negative emotions. Anger is fine. Sadness is fine. But many people stay angry for days, weeks on end. Run away, break up out of anger, quit jobs out of anger. And it's not even worth it. And it's out of proportion. It's exaggerated. This is where an emotion, a human emotion like anger, has transformed into a so-called trigger or emotional pattern and started running your life. Same for fear. It's okay to feel anxious sometimes before meeting someone new. Crippling social anxiety. Can't get out of the house, can't approach women, can't go on a date without going crazy with anxiety, can't stand being in a crowd. This is a trigger pattern. But having anxiety, fear a little bit, still being able to handle it, that's quite healthy. Not being able to handle it at all is a pattern or a trigger. Anything that you cannot handle that blocks you in life is an emotional pattern that needs to be worked through. Anything that doesn't block you, but you still feel it, like a little bit of fear, anxiety here and there, that's totally fine. That's human. So this is the difference, guys. With letting go, you can get to the point where these patterns come up less and less, as I said. Some of them will require a more thorough intervention than letting go, like deeper healing. Some people think that you don't need therapy, healing, inner work, spiritual work, shadow work. You can just do letting go to fix all of your problems. This is 100% wrong. Letting go will help you let go of small to mild emotional triggers. From personal experience, there are patterns in your life that you can never be able to fix unless you sit down and do deep and thorough and prolonged exploration of your unconscious mind. And this means much more powerful techniques than letting go. Now, if you would like to check out one of these advanced techniques, you could check out the link in the description below, access the Peak Transformation membership, check out the courses there. All the courses are all about healing your attachment style, your attachment patterns, and low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, any kind of emotional blockage that you're experiencing right now on any aspect of life, dating, business, career, personal, family, etc. Anger issues, anything that's blocking you on any level. The link in the description below, guys. Support the journey on Patreon, leave a like, share the video, and leave a comment if you would like to open up a discussion about letting go. See you next week. Thank you so much for watching.